A fantastic Friday morning to you all. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options and your morning market preparation video for July 21st, 2017. Well, those bulls, doggone it, they were really wanting to do battle yesterday. And we had a little bit of a snafu here, nothing major, but we saw those bears kind of come in here on the diamonds, and they were pushing things down for a little bit. We had a couple whipsaws intraday. If I pull this up on a short-term chart, you'll be able to see that whipsaw price activity where we, this was our open, gap up to an open, and then we whipped all the way down here. And in a very quick move, we whipped right back up, and then once again whipped back down and then back up. So we were kind of all over the place yesterday in the diamonds. There was just that little bit of profit taking going on, a little bit of nervousness, I think, going on. But even though that had happened in the diamonds, let's go back here to this daily chart. You can see we ended up finishing the day pretty darn well. Although, just a little bit of a, dark cloud there maybe. Nothing substantial. Now this morning it looks as if we're going to gap down. It's still a little bit early. There's still news to come out. But it looks like we're going to gap down. And I think the clues to that are not so much here in the diamonds as they were in the SPY and the Qs. If we take a look at the SPY, you can see we ended up printing a 10-day win. This has, the SPY hasn't made a 10-day win since 2015. So a 10-day winning streak, and we managed to once again set a new record high here in the SPY. But in the process of doing so, we drew in a hanging man pattern at a potential top. Now, I'm not suggesting that this pattern says we're just going to immediately start rolling over. That's not what that says, okay? What that is a warning. It is a warning that possibly the bulls are just running out of a little energy. We could just chop around in here for a while. We could just go sideways, chopping around, which would be really, really strong overall for the market. However, this showing up on a Thursday, and here we are heading into a Friday, on Fridays are my days where I look to go to the bank. I want to be taking profits. And, to be professional, I have to take profits consistently. If you want to make a living doing this, you have to make a habit of taking profits. And so today, Friday, is my day for taking profits. And it was really kind of the bulls to make that last all that week. Actually, 2 straight weeks, but to last and hold up all the way through Friday. I did take some profits yesterday. I took a profit on Wednesday. And I will be looking to probably take some profits today and go to the bank. So ahead of the weekend. And right now that hanging man pattern just gives me a little reason for concern, a little reason, just kind of reinforces my idea that I should take some risk off of the market. And you can see we're looking at a little bit of a gap down here this morning. Nothing major. And again, I'm not suggesting that we're going to fall off a cliff. Okay, the Qs did the same thing. New record high close, putting in a hanging man pattern here. This really looks overextended to me and due for a rest or a pullback. So just again, another reason, another piece of evidence that tells me I need to be thinking about taking profits rather than adding new positions today. And if we look at the IWM, the old IWM actually eked out a new record high also on Friday. So that's the the spiders, the Qs, and the IWM all made new record highs, where the diamonds kind of failed to do that. But we have some reasons to be a little bit cautious after such a long run. So again, I will be more focused today on taking profits than I will be in looking, for new positions, put on new risk ahead of the weekend. Now, that's not to say that there's not a lot of good charts. There are a lot of good charts. There are a lot of really good setups developing. Some of them haven't quite developed. Some of them are just past their, alert phase, but there's a lot of good charts to look at. So let's take a look at the VIX. And I've been looking at the VIX here quite a bit, but just want to continue to put that in your mind, that we have danger here being this complacent in the market. And in a reversal, if it does occur, it could move very quickly. Okay, we get these really sharp spikes in here. So watch this. Now, we can stay down here. Don't get me wrong. Just because we're down here doesn't mean that we have to necessarily bring a whole bunch of fear into the market and the market has to fall. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is just the area where you would be concerned about that. It's something you should be watching for. If we take a look at T21, 22, and actually I need to switch, here we go, to a different chart so you can see that very effectively. We're up here really high in T21, 22. And all T21, 22 is a 4-week new high, new low ratio. So we're getting up here into this bearish reversal zone. Again, not suggesting that we have to fall. Notice we can get clear up here. This is just one of those clues that ahead of a weekend, we might want to consider protecting those gains and maybe not chasing in to a trade quite so much today, or rushing to find a new trade quite so much today. So with that, on the economic calendar today, we only have the Baker Hughes rig count today, which tracks how many oil rigs are actually out there working. That's all that's on the economic calendar today. On the earnings calendar today, we only have, 30-some companies reporting today. Nothing to, well, clearly nothing to be overly worried about. Now, there are a few companies, of note, Colgate-Palmolive, HON, Honeywell, GE, those kind of companies are reporting today, but none of them would be what I would consider to be big market movers. So we're going to get a little bit of a rest in the news cycle today. As long as something doesn't end up coming out of Washington, D.C., it should be kind of a little bit quieter day in the market, and we might see that be difficult for the bulls to respond to. They've been kind of running on, hyped up on Red Bull, I guess, with the earnings, and it may be a little bit difficult for them to continue that hard push today, but we'll see. Anything is possible. It's a Friday. A lot of times they work pretty hard to keep Friday strong, so I'm not expecting a big sell-off at all. The market's just too strong for that right now. So everyone, I want to wish you all a fantastic weekend. I want to wish everyone a very, very profitable day. And just a note, we will likely get called away on our position today in Microsoft. Well, we won't. It'll probably be cleared on Saturday. will get called away on that trade. It's unlikely that Microsoft will fall enough that we'll not get called away on that, but we should have somewhere in the range of a 90 to a 95% winner on that trade. Congrats, everyone. After such an extraordinary run up, we'll just watch that stock, and if we decide we want to buy that back, we'll do that at a lower price. So everyone, again, have a great weekend. If this is the first time you've seen this information, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button on YouTube, and the follow button on Facebook. And also, if you can like and comment, that's great. I do appreciate that. Everyone should know that I put this information out daily, and I do it as part of my market preparation. So feel free to take advantage of that. I'm not trying to sell anything, just passing on good information. And if you can make that useful to you, happy to do it. Everyone, take care. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon.